Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Vagrant. I decided to escape out of the program and reload back into it because I'm just doing some other stuff on my computer. Actually, I'm moving a bunch of files right now, so I'm hoping that won't play any problem. It almost certainly wouldn't, but you never know. Let's hop back into the game. I also changed the subscribe video. Okay, so we went through another fight, which took us through this whole dungeon area, and then we fast traveled to skip a bunch of the dungeon area. I think more than likely what's going to happen is that if we do need to grind, we'll be in such a situation that even the aspects of grinding would probably be easier in later parts of the game. Let's see. I imagine we aren't going to have any real different lines of dialogue here. And it seems like it resets the counter on these characters as far as whether they've said a line of dialogue or not. Alright, so we trigger a cutscene here. Camden, remember what I said? You failed your task and my master saved your life. What would you have to say that matters? So that's what she told you, is it? And I suppose you have a different story to tell? Well, don't tell it to me. I'm done trusting you. Camden, I'm sorry you're caught up in this. Enough, let's go. So I guess Rifts of Camden have been unlocked. Why have a yes-no prompt here? Doesn't seem like either one of them does anything different. Be interesting, I suppose, if the game did reveal something different. We had to kind of go quiet there, and then let's see, where are we going now? Supposed to go, I guess, to the northern border and leave the city. There's definitely an argument to keep giving this guy gold. We'll give him another 100 gold or until he drops a gem. I'm thinking what may happen is he'll drop a rune, not a gem, and then you have to leave the area and come back later. Or, you know, it may just be a case that you can only do it once in the entirety of the only game. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's doing anything for us. And then this guy wouldn't talk to us? Yes, I smell of gold, but not quite enough, methinks. Come back when you get more. This guy's probably just going to give me an item that doesn't really matter. And I don't think there's really anything worth buying here. Here's where the rift is. Which, okay. Good to know. That's where the rift is, so we don't have to wander all over the place. Boy, these characters seem underused. If you're gonna bother to animate these characters, you'd think that they would have shown up in like the first village and been part of a traveling troupe, and that they'd show up at the next village and have something more interesting or silly to say. And yeah, we can't get into the castle. Doesn't seem like we're ever gonna get into the castle. Yeah, having potentially interesting characters reoccur would be the right move. Right, so now we are in the northern border, which is, it's going to be its own separate map, I guess, with different music. So off we go, back, continuing our adventure. Interesting, nothing came out of that. Yep, nothing special in any of that. It almost feels like that treasure chest and area may have been simply there to refill your equipment and just make sure you have the right amount of equipment. But I don't think it really gave me a weapon or anything. Yeah, lots of 1 mana, lots of 1 coins, lots of nothing happening. It almost feels like it's just because this is a forest that there's no real difficulty in that. Perhaps the whole world will get attacked by demons, and then that area will be full of really strong demons in a later part in the game, or strong enemies of some sort in a later part of the game. Otherwise, that seems like they are just wasting everybody's time by having 3 extra rooms. Unless there's some kind of secret in the rooms, unless we start getting triple jumps or flying to the top of the screen. And once again, we have a conversation right after having another conversation, and it feels like there should have been more action. Like, this is the kind of falling action you'd expect in a game, so you would expect there to have been some rising action, and a climax of action, and then some falling action when you're resting here, then some more rising action to the next climax, or peak of action. And we didn't have that. We've got a long trek ahead of us, let's get some rest, fine. Come on, Vivian, think. What is Hollowborn after? What is she planning to do? ... Camden is still here. Did she send him to supervise me? She seems to be looking for someone to act as a key and to get into someplace. Maybe that's why she wants me, a rune warden, alive. It would be funny if Camden turns out to be the Magus, but he doesn't really act in any way like he might secretly be the Magus. It would make more sense if he was a bad guy, although the Magus may be, the Magnus may be a bad guy. Hey, I can't fall into a trap, but what's the worst thing this little brat could do to me? Hey, why are you ignoring me? Oh, what? Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. You better not be plotting anything over there, and if you are, it won't do you any good. I've got my eye on you. Please, me? Conspiring? You've got it. You've got me in a corner. There's no conspiring here. Again, maybe in Japanese this dialogue would make a little bit more sense, that they're potentially developing a relationship. But at the core of it, I don't really know what our protagonist character is. I don't hear her voice, so I don't know if she's kind of a silly character or if she's a totally serious character. And because I don't know who the main protagonist character is, I can't really understand or try to imagine what the interaction with other characters is supposed to be. I don't know if this is supposed to be a serious game or a silly game. It feels like it's supposed to be serious, but maybe it really isn't. It's definitely shallow, I would say, as far as just these stories we've been told. Good, let's keep it that way, you fugitive. So I'm a fugitive now. Tell me, Camden, what crime did I commit? You're a rune warden. And that's a crime? What about you and Holborn? What about the Academy? The crimes of the powerful cannot go unseen. Rune Wardens are murderers. They're terrorists. Self-defense is neither murder or terrorism. Rune Wardens are hunted down because we refuse to share our ability with the Academy, and what we do to survive. But you kill people who tried to kill me, and I'm not allowed to survive? Am I not allowed to exist? But what are we seeing here? Oh, so apparently there's a scar on her arm that's being covered up with the glove. This horrible, it looks like a brand this whole time. And again, we have a painting zoomed in here that doesn't quite look good enough, and it's not in character model. When you see the like 3D tan skin she has versus the paler skin of the painting, it's inconsistent. I was once caught by your precious Academy. They gave me a gift, this mark. They thought of me no more than they do of an animal. Liar. You're a liar. You've seen how the Hollowbone treats me. Hell, you've been commanded to do the same. Do your own thinking. Make your own judgments. I know who I am, and I know where I stand. It's weird also that the dialogue switched there from the small boxes to the lower part of the screen. It really should just have been the lower part of the screen always for all dialogue. That would have worked fairly nicely. Camden says, I don't. Camden doesn't seem to know anything about the true Academy. There's still time for him to break free of their grasp, but if things get rough here, I may have no choice but to. You said, let's move. What? Oh yeah, sure. So you don't even have a full conversation there. And these saves points are becoming more just excuses to have cutscenes than they are being places to actually save. Like, is it really necessary 12 minutes into gameplay for me to save at that point? Maybe this forest is full of animals that we're supposed to just hunt for meat. They're really not dropping all that gold, or items in general. If anything, it kind of feels like what you would have done here is potentially had this area, this forest area, be part of that first section of gameplay. What this gives a feeling of is that we are now at the halfway point of the game, and so we're back to the forest, and they're experimenting now with giving larger fight areas and larger groups of enemies. That being said, maybe we are also just off towards a dungeon of sorts. Far too often there's these little secrets here. Yep, seems like that's just a cave. Interesting. I'm just stuck in the wall. Okay. So, I wonder if what's happening here is they again are assuming that some of these characters or somebody wouldn't have unlocked the double jump. So yeah, I went through the cave. Going through the cave got us a treasure. Otherwise we could have gone here. Those rats I don't think actually attack anybody. These enemies don't consistently make enough noise for a video game. Like the wolf should be constantly growling, even if that isn't in line with reality, as a way of just indicating that they are a threat. I guess we're just working our way up here. Is there any benefit from getting 2 pieces of food at the same time? Alright. We're at 5,000 now, so very expensive, but we'll spend 5,000 to increase our gold drop by 5%. Our next move is to get 1,500 and increase our Rune Warden level and hopefully increase our luck, because that's what we're looking for here is gold. Let's see. Let's see where this is going to lead. Am I in a secret cave? Feels like it. So there's a locked treasure chest here, and at some point I think we are just going to end up buying gold keys to unlock treasure chests. An increased gold drop by 5% when the gold dropping is still only 1 coin isn't ideally what I would want. Let's go up here and investigate this further. I guess the good news is we do know that those chests can just always be broken open. And then I guess you could have run and jumped. This is an interesting background area. I guess it's indicating that there's a big cleft. We'll save now. Just cause. Getting a lot of drops of... Interesting, you can't jump up on this rock. Seems like you would be able to. Honestly, it just kind of feels like the game's not balanced well enough. This is too easy compared to the fights we just did. Which maybe on a larger scale they are trying to have a kind of falling action now by really allowing you to pick all of your, refill all of your inventory. and just like refill all of your gold and mana. There, we found the gold key, and we now know where to use it. We found 2 lockboxes and we broke one. So it might be a case that the game always places 2 locked chests and you have to pick which one you're going to risk and break. We should check our equipment. 125, 74. Let's go ahead and start disposing of things again. 2 mana for that. We're at 132 right now. So if I had more mana, I would upgrade this one. Let's see. This Tower Watch has 2 items. This Tower Watch has no items, so let's dispose of that one. This one was upgraded, but it's at 69, so probably is not wise to keep the Cleric's Prey, but we haven't seen a copy of it either. Let's go ahead and dispose of this one. All I'm really trying to do is just have a reasonable amount of items here. You're not really getting a lot of mana by disposing of things. It is now at a point where it totally makes sense to equip this. Just massive increase from 57 defense to 81. We'll go ahead and dispose of this. And I guess the risk here is if we dispose of this, will we get the item back in this one? And we'll have to just risk it. Yes, and we got a lot of mana back for that. So enhance 250 mana so that we can then enchant with increased rage. And then enhance a second time so we can then enchant. Nope, we gotta enhance a third time and we don't have enough mana. So apparently what I'm not realizing here in my stupidity is that when you enhance some of these, you are potentially getting runes in them already. So some of these weapons that have different starting specs may have something behind them. And so if you were to play this game potentially a second time all the way through, there was really just no telling whether you should potentially spend a lot of mana to just enhance everything, then dispose of things and get the runes back and just continuously upgrade the potential stat. Like, I suspect if I was to enhance this, which I don't think I really want to do at the moment, that there might be a rune. Whereas where any empty spots probably indicates that if I was to enhance this 2 times, I probably wouldn't unlock a rune. Let's also just make sure we don't have anything else going on here. Right. Seems like what we're doing is leading upwards in the mountain. So it feels like the game is trying to fall into certain regions. A cavey mountainous area here. Oops. Cavey mountainous area here, and then there was a crypt area before and a forest area, and then we see cities as their own kind of separate things. I guess you're probably not trying to drop down like and fall downward. There's another door. Little snowman upside down. It's all gone quiet again, so I may have just wandered into a boss fight. These are still enemies that I would like to see die in one hit. The fact that it's taking 2 hits is a little repetitive. So now we're just in a total area. We're getting closer. Time for another rest. Yeah. So you're studying healing magics, I understand. I want to become a white wizard. Good for you. But I don't know if I'm really capable of helping others. You can, anyone can. It's normal to have your doubts. You're still young. But I don't know. I don't like being treated like I am. You won't be much longer. You'll grow. And you'll prove to others that you have. You'll prove to them by showing that you've got your own thoughts and your own beliefs. I do have my own thoughts. Hey, you're in no place to criticize me. Haha, of course. ... We should get going. Just another conversation. It's basically coming down to a babysitting quest that we're doing this whole time. Madam, how is everything, Camden? Is the Rune Warden giving you trouble? No, madam, things are going well. We're almost at our destination. You seem distressed. Is something bothering you? Madam, why can't we just let the Rune Warden go? Don't concern yourself with that. Focus on your task and don't let yourself get distracted. But Rune Wardens are the most dangerous of criminals and should be punished without a second thought. Their very existence threatens our lives. But we made a promise to her. Camden, you're my apprentice. Do not forget that, and do not question me. Forgive me, madam. You just what? You don't trust my decision? No, madam, I trust you. Good. Oh, Camden, my dear Camden. When matters are settled, you will see that I am in the right and we will return to the academy. If you follow my orders, I am certain you'll become a wizard very soon. Thank you, madam. There's just no visuals to this at all at this point. And there's no excuse for it either, because you could have just used the exact same animation of him talking using the spells as they have before, with just a different background. You will be my assistant and we will work together in my tower. Research and achievements will shatter the ignorance of the High Council. I will do my best, madam. You're the most cherished pupil, Camden. I look forward to our reunion. Thank you, madam. We will speak soon. Yes, madam. Just like no visuals there at all. That's pathetically bad. seems like they just ran out of budget. Or the animator ran out of time. Here's the Bell Chef character again, which will just buy one of everything. What do we have now as potential weapons? Like a 160, 135, 60, 90. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything here to really want to spend the money on. I think I am just gonna end up saving money. So did I come from that area, or do I exit that way? Or do I exit this way? I probably came from that direction. We have this like weird kind of four-way split. Let's see. Blaze brightness. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Hey, what do you need? I bet I've got it. We still cannot really buy anything other than medium potions. And a bunch of other potions and items I really wouldn't want to buy. We do have just an increasing amount of stuff we could sell. But there's no reason to sell anything if we don't have anything to actually buy at the moment. Maybe we eventually learn what language that is and do something there. What's even the point? What's even the point? Seems like this might be a different species, not human. Get it while I've got it. Everybody wants my stock. The prices here are ridiculously high. 7,000 for a tower watch, 3,000 for leather armor. We could waste money on that, but I don't know why you would buy that. Water warning, don't buy anything from that fat ass, he'll rip you off. I guess here we could work on our combo. This is kind of a great example though of, as while I'm typing X here, it's showing us how much damage we're doing, which is between 150 and 170. There's some randomness here. This really isn't a combo system though. You have XXX and then you have a power swing down. All I'm doing is typing X. If I tried to time it differently, I don't think anything different would happen here. Let's pause. Yeah. It's just the same thing over and over again. If I push forward, nothing happens. If I move left, nothing happens. If I push down, we have a different attack. If I push up, maybe there's a bit more of a backstroke, but that's kind of it. Alright. Seems like everybody has depression. Right. His prices don't seem too crazy. And let's see what this guy's price is. Yeah, his price is also maybe somewhat high, but not that high. Let's just go through here. So this is where we were. Then let's see where this leads. This leads to a cave. And in this cave is another cave. Just wait till these things attack you. It's not worth trying to double jump up to them. You don't have a wiggle animation, by the way, when you get frozen, which is also weird. Like, you would expect it to be more of a case where you would wiggle back and forth, so it would indicate that your attempts are leading towards progress of freeing yourself. So what's that new skill? Okay. Let's put this with where power upper is and see if Mirage Storm might prove to be more useful. Now we've got to just run back. I'll just try and speed up this whole process. It really does just feel like there's a whole lot of nothing in this game. Alright, so down B. Look how slow that is. Like, I would expect that animation to be about twice as fast as it was. But that did seem like a decent action. We've been in this area? I kind of feel like what's happening here is that we're probably running in the bottom part of the map. Yeah, this whole area where I avoided falling down, there was a whole bottom part of the map. We're probably going to need to wrap ourselves back to the village, so I hope there's a shortcut around that. Right, so this leads to this, which leads to this. And let's see what this Black Widow does for us. 125 versus 133. I think it would be kind of hard to justify doing this Black Widow item. We are now at a point where we are seeing more variety than I would have expected in the weapons, because I kind of didn't expect the game to go this have that much variety. Which I guess it's not really a complaint to say the game is over-delivering and just felt kind of like it under-promised. Okay, we need to go a little bit higher. Ooh, this is not the place with the locked treasure chest. That's the next area. Okay. I hope I'm not getting just really off the beaten path. The good news is that is a quick travel area, so we can get back to the village after all of this. Didn't really feel like there was an item there that we got. Well, no, we did get this. Still don't think we have enough mana. Travel to the Blue Reel village. The audio is just kind of popping in and out. Okay. It does just kind of feel like the game is... This path is currently blocked by thick now. I think that's supposed to be thick snow, but the S is missing. I'll have to come back later. The game does just kind of feel pathless. This box says it's home. I guess I'm homeless myself, but I think I'm doing better than he is. If the whole idea of the Vagrant here was supposed to be that it was a story of a person being homeless, you're really not telling that story. There was a game I played that I really didn't like called Always Sometimes Monsters, or Sometimes Always Monsters. It's hard to remember because one has a sequel that is the other. And it definitely was about struggling with finances and potentially ending up homeless. But yeah, not a fun story to be involved with and interact with by any means. Generally speaking, a lot of characters in video games are homeless just because they don't have homes or they're in a foreign land. At the beginning of Skyrim, you're homeless. Eventually, you can buy homes with the DLC, or actually in the main game, I think you can even buy homes. But the actual experience of being in a system of bad things tending to happen to you and good things not tending to happen to you, as is the case for most homeless in the real world, is not a fun experience or what you expect in a video game. In a video game, you expect there to be challenges that you can eventually overcome, or often easily overcome, and then you're rewarded heavenly for that. It's kind of hard to call our character a vagrant when we have 23,000 gold in our pocket, and it seems like at some point in this game, looking at the scale, we're going to have 100,000 to 1,000,000 gold in our pocket. How horrible of me using his misfortune to feel better about myself. Give me my dues. What are you talking about? You feel good about yourself when you look at me, don't you? Pay me for that service. Nothing is for free. Fine, but you better do something good with this money. Wow. So, seems like he wants 10% of my gold. Let's go with no. Nope. No chance. You still have to do it. That being said, by talking to him, I got an item. However, I am not going to do that again and talk to him. Yeah. Can't enhance this with 800 mana. And can we even look at runestones? I guess we can. Combo HP recover level 3. I don't even know if we have unlocked a combo HP recover option. Certainly is more valuable now to potentially find more gold. I was saving up mana for this, but I just spent it all. There's just a lot of different ways you could spiral out in your abilities. I would not talk to him again. Losing another 10% of your gold is probably dangerous, but it may also be an indication of how little gold will have a value in the long run. I am growingly becoming concerned that this game is going to have a long, grindy aspect to it at the end. And now I'm frozen, and that guy's not even going to try and kill me, so it doesn't really matter. Yep. Either it's going to be a long grindy aspect. Interesting. Snowball. Now to avoid. Yeah, it's either going to be a long grindy game, or we're going to start being handed just ridiculous amounts of gold. Interesting, she got frozen in a fall down animation. This doesn't really work because you found Holy Statue. You can now unlock a new ability with it. Like, nothing is really hurting me. So which of these did we need Holy Statue for? Barrage Storm will last longer. Here. Yep. We need the Holy Statue to increase the toughness even further. Which that does mean that anything that required an extra item is really locked past a certain point in the game. So these outer rings, regardless of how well you play, are just never going to be accessible early game. And they won't be accessible, I guess, in general at all if you... these ghosts are really hard to see if you don't play the game fairly thoroughly. Still like that guy to die in one hit. These ghosts are getting stronger, and they're not dying in one hit either. Yep. So all that hassle's gotten my health down to a halfway point. And that's about it. So I guess I could cook here. And then I assume that this is going to be a cutscene. What's this? What's happening? I'm casting a spell on the door. It's opening the door. The witch lady is back again. She does seem to just kind of appear and disappear in the story. It feels like it would have made more sense if she had just joined the party when she stole when she showed up and stole the bracelet. What are you doing, Rune Warden? What have you done? The gate is opened as I expected. Now die, Rune Warden. What? The curse isn't working. What trickery is this? Very well, gravity will do the job for me. What? Cough, cough. Gods, what is this place? I was set up. I have to go after them. I can't let Hollowborn get the legacy. I have no idea what the legacy is. We've got a big character here. Are we supposed to fight this? Now's not the time, pal. Alright, well. This guy doesn't seem to have any health bar. Instead, it seems like this is a chase sequence. Let's see where we are as far as actually fighting. It's weird, certainly, to have this whole fight happen. And so you just kind of, I guess, get to the edge here. And that's all that's happening. And then this guy is going to try and let you down. Alright, so that knocks him down, but noticeably. It's kind of hard. Feels like the game is intentionally forcing you to unlock the double jump if you hadn't unlocked it at this point, instead of just giving you a thing. Alright, now we've got a bar of horrific flesh. And it seems like there's a bit more of a pattern here. Not much more of a pattern. Is that fog protecting him? I think it is. The art style here does just kind of feel oddly out of order. Like, doesn't quite feel like this would have been a game that would have been so horrific and gory in its characters and depictions, and we are really approaching something that feels much more like a, I guess you just got an achievement for something, probably killing over 100 people, or possibly killing some people when I'm about to die. Am I doing anything here? Am I supposed to be killing all these guys? Or are they constantly just respawning? Oh, we did save. So let's do some cooking and just see what we really want here. Defense plus 5%, defense 5%, 5 attack and 5. It's probably still kind of your best bet. HP and 5 attack. HP attack and 2. HP 10. We'll eat the beef tartare. Then let's look at the weapons and see if we are... Like if I could do the lightning weapon, that would be great. But is there any way I can get 132 to possibly match 77? No. So it seems like you would just kind of have to trade off. And this Black Widow weapon doesn't seem to do anything special. And freezing doesn't seem like it would quite make the most amount of sense. This Cleric's Prey still seems to be what you would stick with. The armor here, we don't have enough mana to upgrade. Let's see, if I was to discard this, will I get 2 back? Nope, you only get 1 back. So I just lost a rune. Not that I particularly care. Let's see, defense by 10 versus decreased damage taken by 10 is probably our best better. Let's see, gold drop by 20%, gold drop by 10%, attack by 5. Just gold drop by 20% may be our best bet. Stay with the medium-sized potions. Just trying to really equip everything that seems like it would be right. Even though I'm just going to save the game and end here anyways. So, yeah, we know we're going to get betrayed and then we end up in another fight. And then this Monsterpedia is fairly full at this point. Like, we do see an end here, so we can't scroll down any lower than this golem. Best case scenario for length, we are halfway through the game. Much more likely, I would suspect that we're closer to 60 or 70% through the game. And I don't know. I think the description on the Steam page said there were 6 locations like this, and I feel like we've seen 4 of them already. Maybe only 3, but maybe 4. So the game can't be that big. But the problem is that it's very shallow, this game is, as far as content. You run into far too many areas that are empty. The story seems to be fairly shallow and on the nose. Like, who didn't expect the witch to betray us once again after she already betrayed us the time before? We're getting revelations to a potential bigger story that hasn't had enough foundation laid down for it. So if we, at the end of the game, meet up with our father, fight the Magus, find out whatever this legacy is, find out whatever was in the book that the father left behind, like any of those potential MacGuffins, red herrings, whatever you want to call them, any of those revelations are not likely to impress me. Meanwhile, the game is really showing its flaws in that as fast as I'm pressing the button to try and hack and slash, the main character is not really moving fast enough and not really doing enough damage. It's falling further and further behind the idea of an RPG mechanic of having to raise the stats and the numbers in your attack versus a skill mechanic of me being able to dodge quickly and attack more by just mashing the button faster. And that's not something I particularly enjoy. If I was going to play a game that was so heavy reliant on the numbers and the stats, I would then want to just play something that was probably turn-based, like just a standard RPG, Japanese RPG type game with turn-based action. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.